Good evening. Thank you for coming to the regular meeting of the Urbanna Town Council, this July 10th, 2025. Courtesy of our delegate Keith Hodges, I am now considered part of the quorum as of July 1st. And as a result,
We have a quorum.
where did Larry go? Oh, there he is.
He's there.
I just,
He came back.
had moved back. Maybe, we have enough people for a quorum, so we'll have a roll call. Larry Tuning. Here. Alana Courtney.
Here.
Bill Goldsmith is here. Mary Hanson.
Here.
Having a quorum, we can continue the meeting. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. We need to amend the agenda to eliminate item number 14. There's no need to go into a closed session this evening. So if I could have a motion to amend the meeting to eliminate number 14 and then one to accept the agenda as amended.
Where's
I-
Marjorie when we need her?
I move to amend the agenda and to approve it after removing item 14.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Oh, and now she's, I guess we just keep going.
You can, you haven't voted.
We haven't voted yet.
So you can
All right.
amend the motion and
All right.
add the
So
other item.
we want to move 10A up to the approval of the agenda so that the longists can move
Okay.
on.
I move to move 10A up to item 5 and the approval of the agenda.
Do I have a second on that?
Second.
All right. Now, can we just approve everything at once? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Let's move on to the longists.
That item. All right, this item, which was originally identified in the agenda as item 10 under new business, is a resolution of, good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council, ladies and gentlemen. This item was originally identified under agenda item 10, new business. It's been moved up to accommodate the recipient. Resolution 2025-12, commemorating the longevity and rich history of the Urbanna Post Office 250th anniversary. According to postal history, the Urbanna Post Office is one of only 60 operating, I believe now it's 69 operating post offices in the United States that was in operation on July 26, 1775. Although the origins of the Urbanna office date even further back, this year marks the 250th anniversary of the Urbanna Post Office as part of the United States postal system. The fiscal impact on passing this resolution is none. The staff recommendation is that you adopt the resolution 2025-12, and the council action requested is that you adopt the resolution after the clerk reads the resolution. And I'll ask the clerk to do that now. And at this time, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to take any questions. Hearing none, I'd ask the clerk to go ahead and read the resolution.
Post office is one of only 69 currently operating post offices in the United States that was in operation on July 26, 1775. And the Second Continental Congress appointed Benjamin Franklin as the first Postmaster General of the United Colonies. And whereas the Urbanna Post Office was once located in the Bristow store, with John P. Bristow acting as postmaster in 1799, Robert S. Bristow acting as postmaster in 1889, and Cuthbert Bristow acting as postmaster in 1921. And whereas the Urbanna Post Office continues to this day to provide a vital service to the community and residents of the town of Urbanna, now therefore be it resolved by the Town Council of the town of Urbanna, Virginia, that the week of July 20th through the 26th, be celebrated as a time of appreciation to the dedicated staff of the Urbana Post Office and encourages citizens to take time to express their gratitude, encouragement, and support to the staff of the Urbana Post Office as they mark their official 250th anniversary. And be it further resolved that as the town's tribute to the dedicated past and present staff, the 2025 golf cart registration decal shall showcase the Urbana Post Office. And be it finally resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to the Urbana Post Office by the current Urbana Postmaster, Dana B. Longwood, who has served since 2016, and her staff as a small token of appreciation from the town council of the town of Urbana.
Do I have a motion to,
I'll make that motion.
do I have a second to accept the resolution?
I'll make a second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Now we need to get a picture. Right?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Solutions up here.
That's it. You're up. We're good?
Just do it, you want to
Do
do
it
it
for
from
the flag? Do you want to do it up? That's cool.
Yeah, flag's good.
Or we could have people in the background.
Flag's good.
Okay, that's, there's, that works.
All right.
Flag's good. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and.
No.
Before you
Don't
guys.
apologize.
And, if you tilt the top, they would reflect.
This way?
If you tilt the top of the thing forward, yeah, okay, all right. Ready, set, and then one more. Hold on. All right, ready, set.
Is Dana's face covered up?
Yeah.
That would be preferable. Let's take it from here.
Okay, it is a little bit.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Just hold it down a
I
little
didn't want to
further.
reflect. Okay, let's hold it just a little.
Hold it.
All right.
hold it
Lower.
People.
Lower still, Bill.
All right, ready, set, and one more.
And then can you look at me?
There you go. Anybody else?
All right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Go find a nice spot for this. That good.
It was mounting.
Mounting hardware.
Oh,
Okay. What's that? There it is.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Is it hot in here?
Yeah.
And Larry did, someone from the post office contact you.
Not yet, no.
Okay, I gave him your name and number.
Okay. We're gonna do a story on it this week.
Right.
So,
Okay, next item, we have minutes for June 12th and June 26th that are draft minutes for approval. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
I move to accept the minutes as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Look okay.
All right. Staff reports. Mr. Costa.
Good evening again. During the course of the preceding month of June, I attended 2 virtual meetings of this is Natural Hazards Mitigation Plan Work Group, and met with the county administrator on several topics, including the status of the street sign replacement effort. I've also attended and participated in the banner dedication event. I learned from Delegate Hodges that the study of the DMV selects is in the state budget. As to the Marina Big Grant, we have been granted a short extension to close out the grant financially. Staff has been pulling invoices, documenting work via photographs and descriptions, and compiling an on-site for an on-site meeting that will occur next week. At the end of Virginia Street, we have received a revised plat, and Northern Neck Plants has indicated on it where the plantings will be done by type. The approval to proceed has been given, and I believe the work has already been initiated. I developed a bid solicitation document for the museum entrance and sent to 3 contractors. While I did meet with 1 contractor on site, I've received no proposals. A 4th contractor may be in play. Zoning to include the ongoing special use permit, the July 5th event, pool use of the library summer reading program kickoff, and Chandler Road have all been worked as well. As to the latter, Chandler Road, water pressure was tested at the end of the line near the house under construction. The water pressure measurement at that point was 69 psi, which means anything before that point is equal or higher. The measurement is very high, is very much on the high end of readings anywhere around town. There's no reason to anticipate pressure issues for existing customers in the area after the house is occupied. I did pass along the concern about keeping Chandler Road clear to the contractor. Still have no response to date from the VMRC regarding the no wake issues on Urbanna Creek. Well number 6 is now in full operation after reinstallation of the draw pipe, and the USDA loan has been closed. The contractor is having to resolicit for fencing subcontractor. Demolition of the well house for well 3 and closure of the well has been initiated, with Dominion terminating electrical service. Now, let me speak to a case, something that happened today. The pump has been pulled out prior. Today, they were cutting off the water line to the pump house, and to do that, they had to close a valve. The valve ended up closing pretty much the entire town. So to get this work completed, we're going to have to do that. So we have posted this notice on Facebook, the website, the front door. We'll probably put it at the pool so people can see it at the pool. We've got copies here if anybody would like to take one home, share it with their friends and neighbors. But on Monday, July the 14th, beginning at 10 a.m. for approximately 2 hours, there will be a shutdown of water service. Again, Monday morning, July 14th, 10 a.m. for approximately 2 hours. The impacted area includes everything east of Town Hall. That's 390 Virginia Street and east. The shutdown is necessary to completely take well number 3, which is at Tabor Park, offline, as it has been replaced by the new well located at the elevated tank. And certainly everyone's patience, it would be appreciated, and their understanding would be appreciated as well. Now, also related to water, VDH found an error in what Cinder reported to us in the annual water quality report, which was published in the paper in May. Please remember that date. It was originally published in May. The error is that they used the wrong last year to compare to this year. A revised report was to be advertised the last week of June. Unfortunately, the Sentinel did not run the revised report, and they've taken responsibility for it. I reached out to VDH and advised them of the situation. VDH advises the delay will cause a reporting violation notice to be issued against the town, as the ad was to have run before July 1. In addition, next year's water quality report will have to note that the town has received a reporting violation. The correct ad ran July 3 at no financial cost to the town, and documentation was conveyed to VDH. Please know staff here did everything required in a timely manner given the situation, and there is no aspect of water quality at issue. Be happy to take any questions you have about any of these items. Hearing none. Mr. Mayor, members of council, if I may take a personal moment. I was not on the clock for the banner event, as I and about a dozen members of the ROCA chapter of Phi Gamma Delta sponsored a banner for Colonel Thomas Holt Phelps Sr. He was a friend before we pledged, went active in the fraternity, served on cabinet together. He was a friend for whom I stood in his wedding and he stood in mine. He was killed by an IED in Iraq in November of 2006. He was killed days before his scheduled mid-tour rotation, where he would have celebrated Thanksgiving in 2006 at his in-laws in Topping. He was no stranger to Urbanna. Celebrating his life, fraternity members vowed to never forget Colonel Phelps and his sacrifice. This banner event gave us another opportunity to walk that talk. I want to thank you. I want to thank Steve, Maribel, Christine, and Pam, and especially Michelle, for allowing the ROCA chapter of Phi Gamma Delta the opportunity to remember Tommy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Treasure. That's gonna be tough to follow.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. The treasurer's report published. There's no additions or changes on my behalf. Does anyone have any questions in regards to the actual treasurer's report? No? Okay. I would like to mention that I attended the Treasurers Association of Virginia Conference from June 15th to 18th in Northern Virginia. I met with several of our current vendors such as Edmunds, OpenGov, Snap, and several others, networked with other treasurers, Newport News, Hampton. I had a really good opportunity to hang out with the Department of Treasury and their manager of cash and banking services, Christine Wilm, and her assistant manager, Danette Hill. Um, we had great conversations. One night I was also able to have dinner with them, and we engaged in a lot of conversations, and they're going to be assisting me with the tax stops. I told them after we get through the chaos of turning the year, they're going to help me to be able to do that. The education sessions were wonderful. I attended the municipal fraud and corruption, leadership skills, economic forecast and investments, debt service, and Virginia Compensation Board did a nice presentation. Our finance system has been updated and is on a preliminary turn, which means I am able to work in current and prior year. A final close will happen in approximately 2 months to ensure that everything is posted, because once you close it, you cannot go back into it. And once that is completely closed out, we will proceed with starting the next audit. The VRS system and our payroll portal is all updated with all the necessary adjustments to report accurately. The quarterly unemployment reporting has been completed. I completed all prior year entries to enable a current year end statement of revenue and expenses for the Finance Committee to review at their last meeting. There might be some changes, but it is pretty accurate at this time. And all files from prior year are box labeled, and all the current information is in place to start all over again. Tomorrow I will complete the fire grant application, which this year it'll be $15,000 again. I'm in the process. I just had to stop. And finally, the military banner dedication was a huge success. I had a veteran approach me, and he looked at me and he said, "I have been out of the military for 40 years, and no one has ever honored me the way you honored me this evening." And I welled up. It really, really was an honor, and it touched my heart for this total stranger, yet a veteran, to say that they were not honored like that. And it was just the most wonderful feeling. Today I received a hug as I was running an errand, thanking me and staff for the presentation. And that's why we hang banners in the street. That's all I have. Anybody have any questions? What's that?
I'm sure they all know, but what is a tax stop?
So if you are entitled to a refund from your Virginia state tax, hypothetically, you're going to get $100 back because you overpaid your taxes. It's going to come to us before it'll go to you. So we would file, it's once a year, and we put in a request to be paid, and the amount would be whatever amount of personal property taxes you owe us.
Oh, if I owed you personal.
If you owe, if you're delinquent.
I got
Now, and also with the delinquencies, Holly was tremendous. I have pages of delinquencies for the personal property tax. I think we had 3 last week. People could not renew their DMV. So they, they are working, but when the people move and all, it's a little harder. Or if they owe us and not the county, then the stop isn't in place as well. So with the tax stops, and we can do both. We can do both.
Yeah, I get it. I just didn't register.
Okay. Mary, did you have a question?
I don't.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, town clerk.
Good evening. In your council books, you'll find an updated FOIA and COIA guide for 2025-26. So I removed last year's and put a new one in your book. And I also put an updated copy of our current town charter with the changes that took effect July. There were 2 changes to FOIA, but neither of them affect council. And there were no changes made to the Conflict of Interest Act. Many new laws took effect on July 1st. The Division of Legislative Services produces a document called In Due Course, which summarizes some of the laws that are likely to affect citizens. It can be downloaded from dls.virginia.gov, and I've also put a link to that on our town Facebook page for anybody who wants to see. During my review of past minutes, I found a proclamation made by town council on July 16th, 2001, saying July 17th shall hereinafter be observed as Beryl R. Newman Day in the town of Urbanna, in recognition of the acts of courage, bravery, and heroism during World War II by First Lieutenant Beryl Newman, and that the naming of the Urbanna Creek Bridge to the Beryl R. Newman Bridge is a lasting memorial to the memory of Beryl R. Newman, Medal of Honor recipient, and to the highest tradition of courage and bravery. So I just wanted to remind everybody that July 17th in Urbanna is Beryl R. Newman Day. And I don't think we have been remembering that. Pretty much the only update I have on projects is that I heard from Unico that they are expecting the books to be shipped in September, which I said I thought was kind of a long time, and he said he would get me the Word files as soon as they were ready. So hopefully it won't be until September before we have a hard copy of something in our hands. I'm going to be taking a course in, I think it starts next week, the 17th through the 31st, Parliamentary Fundamentals 101. So once I'm done with that, I may have some advice for us on ways to do things. And then a couple of little things I wanted to mention. One with the post office, Ms. Longus had let me know that they are going to be participating on July 23rd in the national celebration for the 250th birthday of the post offices. And then also on that Saturday, the July 26th, the Urbanna branch is going to be having their own celebration. And they will have special issue stamps and cancellations on both of those dates. So we might want to mark that date as a date to visit the post office and get some Urbanna memorabilia. And then one other thing that I became aware of through one of my clerk associations is an organization called Braver Angels. And they have a website, braverangels.org. And the purpose of them is to promote people from every political background to speak to one another, to come to understand one another, and to learn how to talk to each other without getting upset, which we often do when we talk to people who disagree with us. So I wanted to tell you about that because one of the things that they have is one that's called Families That Disagree, How to Talk to Your Family Members Who Believe Differently Than You. And I sat in on that. They're all free webinars. They're always offered in the evening. So if you go to braverangels.org, you can look at that. And I did that one, and it has helped me remain a little bit more calm. So that's all I have for you. Does anybody have any questions?
No, I have a comment though.
Yes.
Okay, Bill, I think you were on council when we voted to put up the Medal of Honor recipients on Beryl Newman's.
Yes.
It was always just Beryl Newman's Memorial Bridge, and nobody knew who in the world. Of course, I did. A lot of
I
folks
did.
knew. Yeah. Everybody remembers Dick. You don't forget him if you ever knew him. But we did put up signs to try to indicate exactly why we named it for him.
I might put something on our Facebook page on July 17th because I read about what it
Okay.
was he actually did, and
Uh-huh.
it's absolutely just
Mhm.
amazing and touching
Mhm.
what
Absolutely.
he
What
did.
about what's happening in the town of Urbana, letting whoever runs that site know? Is that Megan? Well,
I'm not sure who runs that,
Yeah.
but I can,
You know,
I can always share it with,
Megan?
Is it?
if I post it on Facebook, I can share it
What's that?
to that. That I did that with the water announcement too, so hopefully it'll reach a lot of people.
I think I'm telling this correct. He rushed 3 German machine gun nests.
Yeah,
And captured all 3 and 11 prisoners, thinking that everybody was behind him, helping him. And he was there by himself, and
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Wow.
he was nuts.
Yes.
He was something else.
fearless.
And he
Sure.
lived here
Gosh.
and ran a seafood business where our town marina is now.
Oh.
All right, Water Committee Chair and the Finance Committee Chair are not here tonight, so I'll wear those hats, starting with Finance. And a lot of this stuff overlaps the administrator's report. Item 1 was the Snack Shack is losing money. And so the swim team who's been running is going to be cutting their hours to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to try to stop the bleeding and maybe have it make a little money for them. The trees that were at the museum that were overhanging have been removed. The town in 2019 entered an agreement with the marshals that we would reimburse them their taxes in exchange for allowing the town to use that parking area between something different and the ABC store. And it turns out that probably through COVID and some other missteps, we weren't doing that. And so we did write them a check to catch us up so that we are now not in arrears on reimbursing them for the taxes on that piece of property, so we can continue to use it for parking. You're acting, you know, the piece of property that.
Yes, I know where it
Okay,
is.
okay. And we have continued to maintain it, but we hadn't been reimbursing them, and that's all square now. We acknowledge the water bill relief for the rescue squad, fire department, and library. As Mr. Costin said, the well project, the secondary loan is closed. The Tawana was looking for a new fencing contractor. The software that gives us the feedback on hours pumped and gallons pumped needs to be recalibrated, but it's partially functioning and it's in the process to get that corrected. And well 6 is now up and running, and 5 is now our backup well, which will be periodically used to keep it functional. Friends of Urbana presented the Finance Committee with invoices for repair work that was already done, and they need to replace the lintels in some of the doorways. And they're getting bids and feedback as to whether metal versus wood is the way to go, both structurally as well as historically. And once that is done, because the funds that go to this that come from the cigarette tax are in a limited access account, when we get all of the numbers, then we can reimburse Friends of Urbana for the work that they have done. The water tank, this is getting repainted and cleaned. And there was discussion about whether or not to put a fancy logo up there or a fancy logo with Urbana up there. And the budget has $8,000 budgeted for that. The cost, if we just put oyster shells up there, in addition to the work that's required, would run it up to $10,000. To put the oyster shells and large letters saying Urbana would run it up to $15,000. And based on the location and the work we would have to do to make it be visible, it was the consensus of both the water committee and the finance committee to just do the work and forget about spending the extra, basically $7,000 to make it fancy. Let's see, that's that. As we all know, Urbana has multiple CIP capital improvement projects that need to be done. The bridge at the marina, the water system upgrades, museum entrance, the roof over the pool equipment, and the list goes on and on. And Davenport approached us to try to help us make a plan going forward as to where those funds could come from and how we could finance it to help us get that done. The chair, Robbie Wilson, had also reached out to VACO, and so we decided to let each of those, to engage both of those people to come tell us what they can do for us and what it will cost to have their information, their expertise help us find those things. The last time we looked at it, we had already locked in the loan for the well, and the price from Davenport was, I think, $20,000, if I remember correctly, which is a lot of money for advice, but you know, we're in a different spot now. Actually, money is tighter, but we thought we should at least see what was out there.
Is there going to be a cost to this?
Not to give us a present,
Okay,
to give us a
Okay.
presentation to tell us what, you know, they'll tell us what they can do, what their avenues are, and what it will cost us for them to track that stuff down. And that's where that's where we backed out the last time. Because the Tabor Fund has gained value. As a matter of fact, at the close of business today, it was at $1,122,000. $1,122,000. And so it was the water committee's feeling that that we should look at a slide for the pool, and Robbie Wilson has volunteered to get quotes to you know, keep that money going into general use for the public.
Finance committee,
This is also finance committee.
right, you said water.
Oh, did I? Okay. The clerk presented us with two services for the town. And you can correct me if I'm wrong on the way I present these, Chris, but one was a product called Civic Plus, and that would give us the opportunity to have our code updated on an annual basis, as well as give us an online access that would provide a searchable product as compared to the way the town is on the town website currently, which is a PDF that you have to download the whole thing and then try to find what you're looking for. You could do a word search to find what part of the code you needed. The cost is not unreasonable. It's $2,100 a year, I think, to do upgrades and try to keep us current as well as maintain that searchable product. The second, and the committee felt that this was a worthwhile project. We're not going to vote on that tonight. The other was a product called Revise, which was an in-house web page service. And the town is facing a little bit of a time crunch in that by March of 2027, our website needs to be ADA compliant. That meaning that someone with handicaps, I guess visually and whatnot, should be able to access the website. And for the sake of keeping money in the town, we felt it was appropriate to reach out to our current vendor and see if they were going to be able to comply with the ADA requirements before making any recommendations on that and what it would cost to get that done. We've got a price from these people, but we don't know whether the person that runs our website is going to be able to help us with that. And then the last thing was that Mr. Costin was authorized to reach out to Davis and Associates to engage them for the next financial audit. Did I miss anything, Larry?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Good job.
Any questions? All right. Moving on to water, and this also overlaps with the finance, and the two are sort of hand in glove, as you can imagine. We talked about well 6 being online, water bill relief for the rescue squad, fire and fire department, library, the tank maintenance and the logo. And the last thing, which is coming up later in the agenda, is that Urbanna is required to develop a regional water study, and we don't have the resources or the expertise to do that. The Middle Peninsula Planning District Commission is doing that for members in the region. This is another reason why MPPDC is a valuable asset to the town, because periodically these things come up. And so it is a required, unfunded plan that we need to develop, and we just need to sign on the dotted line and pay for a share of that. Our share, the way it was initially figured in the contract, is for $6,800 roughly. That would come out of the water fund, so the money is there to cover that without adversely affecting the rest of the budgets or the cash flow. The number is going to change probably because, at least at the last MPPDC meeting, Louis Lawrence said that King William County, your old friend, had decided that they were going to go it on their own, and he wished them the best of luck, but their $20,000 is going to be distributed amongst the other things. So my bet is that we'll go up to probably between $8,000 and $9,000. But it would be the recommendation of the Water Committee and the Finance Committee to do that, because we don't have the expertise or the time to get something like that done.
Wasn't that one of the stated benefits of the fee that we pay to MPPDC?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, there's overhead stuff, and then there's the cost of doing so you got to pay to keep it going, and that's part of the membership fee. But then as other things come up, you get to sign on to group assignments that require
Okay.
time to get done.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
And if we weren't a member, then yeah, we would save that money, but we would be stuck doing this kind of thing by ourselves.
Wow.
All right. So that's, I think that's the Water Committee. And now events, Beth and Marjorie aren't here, but
For me to speak to that?
what's that?
Would you like me to speak to that?
Go ahead.
Obviously, the biggest event was the July 5th event, which was the boat parade, the military band, and the drone show. Obviously, this is an event that we're kind of replacing the fireworks with. I thought the article in the Sentinel today that kind of explained why we're not doing fireworks anymore was very informative. It's nothing new. We stood here many meetings and talked about it. For those that didn't follow along, I think the article is a great place to go back to. I view this as from my VDM days, there was an expression, crawl, walk, run. This was our crawl year. We got good comments back on the event. I actually got a communication today from a lady that came up from North Carolina, and they were very impressed with it. I got caught literally leaving in between cast right after the show about how nice it was. There are some improvements that can be made. I know folks are concerned about not being able to hear the music. So we're looking at, maybe more speakers, repositioning speakers, but also perhaps exploring the use of an app that people can connect to. There was also the lack of porta johns. What people didn't realize was the marina facilities were open and available if they were coming all the way down to the marina. A lot of people didn't come to the marina, they stretched out across the road. So we picked up a few things that we can do better next year. But I had indicated in a prior communication that we really need to get on top of it for next year, because it's the 250th next year.
And, the band pretty much told me they could probably come back, but they would not be able to come back on the fourth. That they knew that they were going to be committed to bigger venues.
Right.
So lining up the band's going to be important, and then also, Heirloom had said they want to come back. So, they like the situation that they were in, so, soon as we can, a special event, an events committee meeting needs to be called, kind of hot wash this last one and get started for the next one.
All right. I would like to thank Mr. Costin and his lovely wife for spending their day with the town
Yeah.
with respect to that. Robbie Wilson also contributed the use of his golf cart to help the infirm in and out of the marina area. You know, Beth, of course, I think spent the day down there as well, right? I didn't see her at all, but
It was a division of labor. I kind of worked the band and shuttle and kind of, control things. Beth also worked with the drone show. She was the one that actually found the drone show. Joyce pretty much ran things in the marina with the break. It was a team effort. Michelle was not there, but Michelle's the one that lined up the Coast Guard permit, or went in to see whether or not we needed a permit, which we did not, so we got that clearance. The VDOT permit, Michelle, so team effort all the way around.
Great.
Yeah, lots of volunteers, more volunteers than I can remember the names of right now.
all right. And it went off smoothly.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. Personnel Committee.
Personnel Committee met to create a report on staff perceptions and needs that we have yet to share with the administrator and take kind of next steps on. So that's where we are with that.
Okay.
We met with each employee and
All right. Public comment 1.
No one signed up?
Nobody.
okay.
All right. Now we're on to resolution 2025-013.
Yeah.
And again, the mayor kind of spoke to this already. So this resolution is authorization to sign a service agreement between the Middle Peninsula Planning District Commission and the town of Urbanna for a regional water supply plan and appropriation of funds to pay for same. I think this might tie into some comments that were made at the regarding the Chandler Road issue. There is a regional water supply plan in place. This is an update of that plan. Pursuant to Virginia's local and regional water supply planning regulation, all local governments in the Commonwealth of Virginia shall participate in a cross-jurisdictional coordinated water resource planning and shall develop and submit with the other local governments within a regional planning area a single jointly produced regional water plan for the State Water Control Board. The Middle Peninsula Planning District Commission is coordinating the development of the Northern Plains 2 Regional Planning Unit. That's the planning unit that the Water Control Board has kind of designated our PDC to be in, to which the town belongs. The Water Committee met on July the 1st, and the Finance Committee met on July the 2nd to discuss the matter. Both committees recommend participation with the MPPDC. The fiscal impact is $6,852.09 as it's presented here, but as the mayor noted, with one jurisdiction dropping out, and I really don't understand how they can do that, but they seem to be heading in that direction. That the cost could go up, and we would have an addendum that would have that adjustment coming to us later. The staff recommendation is to adopt the resolution authorizing participation with the PDC to develop the plan and allowing the town administrator to sign the agreement with the PDC and appropriating the funds to pay for the town share amount of $6,852.09 out of the water fund. I will note 2 things. This is not like an annual regular routine thing. This happens like once every decade. So it's not in the normal process of PDC operations. Also, before the meeting this evening, I had a conversation with the town attorney. She wanted to note that in paragraph 26, it says that the parties hereby submit to personal jurisdiction of and venue in the general district or circuit court of the, it says town of Urbana, it should read County of Middlesex, Virginia.
Yep.
And so the council action is to pass the resolution, just noting that one change in paragraph 26. I'd be happy to take any questions you have at this time. Hearing none. Thank you.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution with the adjustment to paragraph 26 made from Town of Urbana to
Yeah.
Port of Middlesex or County of Middlesex?
I so move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right. Do you need a voice vote on this? Or? So, okay,
Roll call.
roll call. I mean, yeah. Mary Hanson.
Yes.
I say yes. Alana Courtney.
Yes.
Larry Tuning.
Yes.
All right, motion is passed. All right, we're on to public comment 2. Okay. Any announcements or requests? Announcement?
Second Saturday,
So second Saturday, this Saturday.
yes, Money Gut. I think they have 2 food trucks coming. They're gonna, Debbie Price emailed me and was asking the price for the pool. She wants to try and promote it, let your kids swim while you enjoy the music. So maybe one can play off the other, but yeah, second Saturdays is this Saturday and farmer's market.
At Farmers Market in the morning, yep. Any other announcements?
Yeah, I have a question. I understand that the county has someone that does economic development
Yeah. They've got an economic development board.
director or something. I mean, do we have anything to do with them or do they do anything for us or?
We're in constant
Yeah.
contact with them.
Yeah, that's
Trent Funkhauser.
Trent Funkhauser
Threatened today.
If-
and
for us.
John Anzavino's still on it, right? Yeah.
And what do they do for us?
They promote, they're part of that river realm, promoting the restaurants. I know they've been engaged with us on Main Street,
Mhm.
development.
Mhm.
Ms. Hanson can probably speak more to that, because that actually predates me, but
Mhm.
they have been doing some economic development work. As far as, industrial recruitment or something like that, that's not going to be our bailiwick.
But there are other kinds of economic development that we
And
could
some of the
certainly
people
look
that
into.
are on that are the people that work with the kayak trail stuff. I know that's intertwined with MPDC and with EDA both. The staff members that work for one are sort of interactive and collaborative.
But when you ask, what do we get? We don't get a lot, but we're working toward that. We're trying to develop more of a collaborative partnership.
Okay, good.
All right. Other thoughts? Motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Yeah.
Do I, oh, we don't even have a second, just all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you all for
Wow.
coming.
Good.
Oh,
Ooh, I feel.
Get the sick and
No,
infirm
you
home.
can't have it.
Yeah, I take my.
Bye, Jim. Bye.